Interesting. Hello, PhilGood. We have 9 minutes. Yeah.
9 minutes till blast off. Are you serious?
Oh no, 3 minutes? That one says 11:08.
Yeah, it is 11.
Oh, so we have 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yep.
Well, hello, YouTube. You guys are the special ones. You get here early.
You guys are also the special one because you don't fuss about everything like Facebook viewers do.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a kindergarten compared to university.
We like YouTube.
Yes, we do.
We like Facebook, too.
Just not as much as YouTube.
We're just not into liking people that much. So,
Well,
I mean,
I like people, especially when they're quiet and they listen.
if you're on the right track, hoorah. If you're not on the right track, get on the right track.
Yeah.
Okay?
Open your ears and your mind.
Next week, we're going to be in Mexico.
Mexico!
Yeah.
Yeehaw! Or they don't say yeehaw over there? I don't know.
That's a cowboy thing. We're a little
Oh, there are cowboys in
We're
Mexico.
a little too far down in Mexico to be at yeehaw.
Okay.
You know, odale, odale.
Odale.
Yeah, odale, odale.
Odale. Hey, Sam, we didn't ask you to join in this show, but whether or not we do, she always does.
Sammy, you're a little too high over there, don't you think?
No, I am not high, and that
You don't
is
appreciate
not
that
even
assumption.
a nice assumption.
I haven't
to
even
make.
read this yet.
Well, it may be time. We have.
I never read it. I don't know why I act like that. That's something I'm doing. Is there stuff in there I'm supposed to say or no?
Yeah, like you're supposed to play the opening music. With your air guitar?
She's the one that called it to feel good. She's the one that make it feel all right. Where is the timer? Let's see.
It is 11:10.
Keep it right here so we have a timer.
All right, you know what we're going to talk about today?
The reason why we paused gaps.
Okay. You know why we paused, right?
Oh, yeah. We had a nerve test this week. It looks like I'm probably
Pregnant?
pregnant. Yeah. It looks like everybody's getting on my nerves. My hands have been really in atrophy. Look at that. Hurting a lot. Play guitar. I couldn't hardly get through a few songs. Couldn't even get through one song 2 weeks ago. And so I'm on some medication that didn't work well with gaps.
Generally speaking, the majority of medications are not going to work well with gaps, but it's 11:11, so
All right, let's
get
do it.
started.
Hey, thanks for being here. Gerson. I'm going to say Carson.
Good morning, PhilGoods!
She's the one that called it to feel good. She's the one that made me feel all right.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Hey, peace.
We have an interesting topic that was inspired by an ER visit.
Oh, I didn't die.
And it was a very challenging moment in our GAPS protocol. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Garson.
Now, we're not going to say
Garson.
hi to everybody that says hi to us. We love you guys.
No.
Thanks for saying hey. We're at a show to do here.
Well,
Let's talk after the show.
Before we diving in, I would like to give a heartfelt thank to the Patrick Risha CTE Awareness Foundation because they're dedicated to raising awareness and providing resources for families like ours.
It's been very helpful to us, and we'd like for you to go to their website at stopcte.org and learn how to stop CTE in your community. This has been a really, really tough month, really, with those in CTE. There's been deaths over in the UK from soccer, rugby player over there connected to one of our friends who just passed away from
Australia.
New Zealand.
New Zealand?
New Zealand, yeah. And who just passed away from suicide. And then a month prior to that, his best friend committed suicide. And then you all know about the guy running into the NFL building. These are just things that made it onto the news. And a lot of them don't ever make it to the news, but they're dying daily from suicide. And the Patrick Risha CTE Awareness Foundation is doing a great job at helping change things and stop. This is a very the sad thing about CTE and what it's doing to the people who have it is it's preventable, 100% preventable. And so we have to implement changes in our country, and it starts with the parents, really, because if you don't get it young, the problem is it starts really young.
Well, the problem is that if you get it young, then you make worse and worse decisions about your own wellness throughout the rest of your life.
Brains aren't fully developed till they say till like 22. Boys and girls are a little bit different, but it's really something that we as parents in our society have to do different. It's not about cutting out football and contact sports that we love. It's about playing smart and not throwing our children away. So go to stopcte.org and let them help you learn how to.
Or our vets, let me say that.
The vets.
That we have a society that, so to speak,
Jeremy.
doesn't recycle people, not even take the time and the effort to put into the rehabilitation of those who come back from the wars, protecting us, and that is just creating a horrible scenario for people who end up, living in low-income families, and their opportunities to heal or improve their lives is very, very limited.
My story is, it just brings everything together. What I'm doing with filming this story about my life with CTE, I wasn't pushed into sports at a young age. I wasn't raised like everyone else in that sense that were athletes. I got jumped by 3 guys, which started my history of concussions. And then after that, I played sports. And then after that, I got into bar fights and more fights, and then more accidents. And here I am today. I've been recovering and healing more and more. Every week, every year, I get better and better. So I'm defeating a degenerative brain disease, and it's worth looking at. It's worth watching. It's worth paying attention to us, because we've got something that we're sharing. We're sharing it for free, and it wasn't free. Trust me. Mm-hmm. Buy the truth and sell it not. I bought this. I paid a price for this. What I've got. I paid a price for it. It stole all my life. Stole my children from me. Stole my relationships from me. It stole all the way up to I met Fru. 44 years I went suffering alone, and till she came along and really helped turn my life around. So I followed her, and here I am doing better. All right, now what's the deal with Dr. PhilGood? What do we do?
All right, so let me just briefly explain what the GAPS protocol is. Okay, there is a dietary protocol called Gut and Psychology Syndrome, created by Dr. Natasha Campbell-McBride, who has been curing, if we say, or helping. We probably cannot say curing.
No, you can't say
that. But she's been helping children to heal from another disease that people don't believe that there is a solution for. And so she created this protocol for people who have any kind of mental disorders, brain dysfunction, I guess she didn't mention hormonal issues, but this is really part of the story, which is why I started doing this for myself, was the hormonal issues that I dealt with back in my 30s, and then the gut dysbiosis, which means that your gut flora is really messed up, which is what was going on with me, causing a lot of digestive issues that I couldn't really handle with traditional medicine.
Jeremy, hang in there. We'll chat after this shows up.
And so we started this protocol about 30-some days ago. I don't know the exact days.
That was the best thing, too. I enjoyed it.
And so we've seen some incredible changes, but we had to stop.
No, we're not.
And so we would like to talk about why we had to stop and why that's important that we're sharing it with you guys. We have to develop some sort of flexibility when it comes to especially strict lifestyle changes what the GAPS requires. I mean, would you say it was easy, like all the things that we started
No,
doing?
it wouldn't be easy for anyone. It was more easy for me because of how much lifestyle change experience I have.
Yeah, and it's
I'm,
very, very labor
wasn't hard
intense.
for me.
So
I enjoyed
it
it.
is really hard for anybody who is trying to do this by themselves alone. It is nearly impossible, I can tell you.
You got to have your mind set on it, and you got to basically need to be desperate to make decisions
But,
like
well,
this.
you gotta have the time to spend 5, 6 hours in the kitchen, okay?
Thanks.
So that's what
Or the
I'm
lack
talking
thereof,
about.
huh?
I'm not talking about, you know, like whether or not you wanna eat differently. I'm talking about you have to put a lot of work and preparation
There's a lot of
into this
work
stuff.
in the kitchen. It's a lot of work mentally. You still have to go out into the world. You still have to be surrounded by food that is bad for you, and you got to make good decisions. So you got basically what I say about being desperate. You got to be sick to really want to be healthy.
And
know?
I was 12 years ago, and I started doing this, and then for 6 years, I just couldn't get sick at all. Like not even a cold, like nothing,
Thanks
nothing
for the
at all.
compliment.
So I told David that we should try this, and we started doing it. It took us a few weeks until we could get everything prepared, but then finally we started it. And there is one thing that you need to know. This isn't a diet. So the difference between a diet and a dietary protocol, is that the dietary protocol follows a pattern, and different stages need to be implemented depending on the circumstances. Well, the circumstances in the GAPS protocol, here comes the poop talk, it really depends on your bowel movement, and you have to be able not only to monitor the patient's bowel movement or your own bowel movement if you're doing this for yourself, but also you need to be able to make judgments based on your natural changes that you show as you're doing this. So why was that a problem for us, David?
Well, the medication I was on to help me with this pain that I'm in is known to constipate people and clog them up. And we don't eat fiber during the GAPS. We don't eat. So the change that we were
We do eat fiber during the GAPS. We just
didn't in phase one.
In the phase that we have been, it's a very, very limited fiber amount.
So I got clogged up. My pipes got clogged up so much so that I've had 2 major surgeries that unzipped me from sternum all the way down to my groin. I've had bowel. They call it bowel recession. I had a car accident where my intestines were pulled off of my spine, so the blood vessels were pulled off, and it caused them to die. So they had to do an emergency surgery on me and cut me from here to here, and get in there and find out where this bleed was and fix it. They had to cut out a certain amount of my intestines. So when they did that, the scar tissue from that began growing, and in 1 year's time, I was obstructed. So I'm not talking, when I say clogged up, constipation is one thing. This is obstruction. So like my intestines got choked out a year after that surgery in 08. So in 09, I had to have another surgery. So 2 surgeries back to back, with incision this long, where they had to go in and cut all this scar tissue off. The adhesions are scar tissue, and they had grown over and were choking out my intestines. And so they had gone in there a year later and did that. And then within 5 years, if that grew in 1 year's time, what's going to stop it from growing the next year and the next year and the next year? Plus now I got 2 incisions, so now more scar tissue. So it became a very bad problem after my car accident. I think I was in the hospital 4 or 5 years in a row with blockage, where the adhesions had squeezed my intestines down to not enough for food to pass through. And that's a lot to talk about. But I was and what happens is they couldn't cut me open anymore because it just kept causing more and more scar tissue. So what they did from that point on was I'd have to sit in the hospital fasting, like no food, no water, nothing. They hooked me up to an IV. That's how they fed me. I couldn't drink any fluid. They had a NG tube, they call it, and they shove it. So much fun. A big old tube about the size of your finger. And they go, hey, swallow this, and they shove it down your nose and into your stomach, and they just start backwards flushing everything, sucking everything out of your guts and your stomach, and just they do it takes about 6 or 7 days like that before my intestines and all the insides of me is pumped out clean, and then it's all up to my body to start constricting and doing its thing, and I'm left with intestines that are, instead of this big around, maybe this big around. So
That's pretty exhausting.
That being on top of pain medicine that I'm very, very careful to take. I take a certain kind of pain medication that keeps me from being extremely addicted. It helps me to get off of it fast. I was an addict before, so I'm very careful about what kind of opiates they would give me. But it still slowed things down for me. And right now, last week, what happened was, it wasn't like I was constipated. I was still being able to go to the bathroom, but it wasn't.
You were not able to empty.
They weren't
fully.
normal. It wasn't normal. The shrinkage
That's,
in my
that's a
intestines,
sign
everything
of not
had
being able
shrunk
to
to like
complete
real
fully
narrow.
empty. So when you're not able
We're doing
to,
poop talk here,
well,
guys.
yeah, we
Poop
gotta
talk.
do it. It's part of
Yes,
the
coffee does help
when
with the
you're
bowels.
so when you're not able to completely empty, what happens is that inside of your gut wall there is stuff
It
built
builds.
up. Okay, so it covers everything inside. So there is a little narrow pad where food can go through, digestive
And it just
food
keeps building up.
can go through. But when you start to see like real thin shaped things coming out in different shapes, then you already know that there is an obstruction. Something is actually
So what happened?
slowing you down, and eventually it will stop you unless you
So
change
for about
something.
a week, we noticed this. I kept saying something to Fru about it, and but I'm feeling great. The GAPS protocol helped me to feel wonderful. I'm full of energy. I'm working like crazy. I'm sleeping less and less
So
and
he
less.
starts-
I'm
so-
unable to sleep. And then, what was it? Last Saturday, while we're eating, I have because of the head injuries, I have all kind of things that are out of the wheelhouse for most folks. When you eat, your esophagus does what your intestines do. Your intestines will contract and push food through your body and waste out your body. When you eat, you swallow, your esophagus also contracts and pushes that food. Once you get it past this part, and it pushes down this part, and then pushes this part, and empties it into your stomach. Mine gets stuck right before it gets to my stomach, so I'll get food stuck there, not constantly. Executive functioning, for you don't have to think about it. It just flushes through you. And
This
it
is
works
involuntary.
involuntarily, and so, not executive, yes, sorry about that.
It's okay.
But I have to, like, Fru will grab my ears, my pressure points, pinch them real good, so I'm like hurting in that area, it feels, and then I can concentrate on what's going down here, because all at the same time I feel like I'm drowning, like I can't breathe, I'm losing oxygen. And so when this happens, she'll work with me. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes, sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes I'm over the garbage can puking nothing up, just gagging for 10, 15 minutes before I get it all clear. Sometimes it goes down, but we have to suffer through it. It's scary. It feels like I'm drowning. It feels like my life's at its end when it happens. And then it's a hard thing to deal with. Well, that happened. So I just thought, we got food down here, and I need to work on it. So I grabbed water. The very first thing I do is grab some water, and I sip it real little and see what happens. And if it goes down and it doesn't come back up, then I've got hope that it'll flush through. Well, I drank water and it went right down. I still felt it. Still felt like I couldn't breathe. Still felt like I was choking. And then I drank some more and it went down. I'm like, something's not right. And then it dawned on me, this is a blockage in my system. And they always told me that when I noticed that, get to the hospital as soon as possible, because I could burst. Inside, I could burst. Wherever this blockage is, that could tear my intestines and burst. You only got with under 15 minutes to get that fixed, or toxicity sets in. You're dead. So we stayed around here for an hour, didn't we?
We were
Trying to work
we
it
were in
down?
a meeting with a non-for-profit
Oh
organization
yeah, forgot
from
all
the
about that.
UK while this started to happen, and so he needed to jump up and run to the bathroom several times, and I just knowing that there is one thing that hasn't been mentioned here that is important is that as we noticed the constipation started to settle in, David started to take an herbal supplement that was supposed to help him to become regular, but we stopped doing that because it wasn't an herbal supplement that you can, take every day for the rest of your life. So knowing that he doesn't have additional help, plus he's taking this medication that is slowing him down, plus we're at that stage of the GAPS protocol where it's not healthy to stay in that stage very long. So it would be really important
I
to
wasn't
move
sleeping
on.
anymore.
But because we didn't see the progress, in his stool that we needed to, we couldn't just jump onto whatever next
Hi,
thing.
Stacy.
So what happened was that about an hour after he started to struggle, he progressively become worse, and then we got in the car and rushed to the hospital, which is about an hour drive from here. So you were probably suffering from it for at least 2 hours at this point.
By the time we got halfway to the hospital, my hands were tingling, my feet were tingling. I was barely able to stay conscious. I had lost oxygen. What's happened? I was able to breathe and drink, but where this was stuck at, you got to understand, I could drown myself because where it's at, I drink, it goes down the wrong place and drowned. And same thing as I can't breathe. I'm taking oxygen in, but it's not getting to my brain.
Which is why he started to yawn. So it was really, really obvious that he become oxygen deprived.
So we're praying all the way there. I remember instead of praying, God heal me, I began rebuking the devil in Jesus' name. I felt like the devil was attacking me, trying to take me out, and there's no way you can take me out. I couldn't take me out. Cars couldn't take me out. There ain't no piece of meat or food or anything going to take me out. God has a plan for me. So I started rebuking the devil in Jesus' name. And we had this radical recovery revival where this a good friend, family friend was Brother Wilkes was preaching, and he proclaimed that when the devil is fighting you, to say, give up from the east, give up from the west, give up from the north, give up from the south, give up. And it calls on the name of the Lord Jesus Christ in the Word of God, where it calls on the four winds. And boy, I remembered saying that right before we went into the hospital. Now, did it happen instantly? You want to tell what happened? I'm sitting, this is weird, I'm always hot. We're in Mississippi, so it's hard to not be hot anyway. But by the time we got me to the emergency room, I couldn't hardly stand up. I was really weak. She got me a
You could barely
wheelchair.
talk. It was really hard to understand what you were saying.
I was talking like real weak like this. I couldn't hardly get, you can imagine if you feel like you're choking or you're drowning, you're taking air like a little bit at a time, trying to make it last, because I'm fading in and out. I was fading in and out. My body was tingling like if my feet were asleep, my hands were asleep. So there was a long line to wait at the emergency room. And she got me in a wheelchair. We got signed in, and she went outside, got a blanket. I was shivering, just shivering and freezing. And I'm not myself. I'm a very talkative, outward person, and I was really introvert at that moment. I didn't really want to see or hear nothing from anybody. And I was just there, just existing, hoping they would bring me back soon. And suddenly I realized I had to pee all the way here, but I couldn't think about it. I couldn't think about it. Now suddenly I realized I gotta pee. Will you take me to the bathroom? And we've been there maybe 30 minutes waiting, huh?
Maybe 20, 30 minutes.
She wheeled me to the bathroom, and I mean, it was so scary that she checked on me twice. I'm a grown man, I'm in there trying to take a leak. My wife's like, "You okay? You okay?" Peeking in on making
Because
sure.
you made some noise and it sounded like you fell, and there was a woman standing outside of the bathroom, and when she saw my face, she looks at me and she goes like, "Is he in there by himself?" And I said, "Yes, he is." And she said, "Go check on him." So I did.
It was sweet. But I responded, I'm okay. It was the toilet seat or something that fell down. And I said, I'm okay. I just I sat down on the toilet to pee because I couldn't stand up. I sat down there, and that's a good, safe way to keep your toilet clean, boys and girls. So if you're a husband and you get yelled at a lot, start sitting down on the toilet seat. I sat there taking a leak, and I got done. I got up. I didn't feel this yet. I opened the door and went outside the bathroom, and I was different. You noticed it right away, right? I had color.
Well, I mean, you washed your hands, you walked out of the bathroom, and then you sat back into the wheelchair, and the first thing you told me was, wheel me up next to that man, I want to talk to him. And I
This
said,
guy had a missing leg, and
said,
he's a
"Okay."
veteran, so.
So I did. And he started to talk to him. And it wasn't into like 15 minutes into the conversation. I mean, he's been just talking to him like completely normal for 15 minutes. It didn't occur to me. I mean, at that point, I'm just like wondering about when somebody, when is somebody going to come and check us out? They did a real quick EKG on him and, blood pressure and all that kind of basic stuff. But other than that, they put us back to sitting. So he's talking to the man, and then at some point he just tells me that it's gone. I know what happened. It's gone. It's gone. I feel normal. So
It took a while for the oxygen to fill my body back up in my brain so I could feel that way, I suppose. But it was an instant, like just God healed me right there in the hospital room, right there in the emergency room, waiting room. We ended up signing us out. And we're following up with my GI doctor, but we've got so many doctor's appointments and things going on right now that we just don't have the time to do it. But this is why this episode is about us pausing the gaps. We're crazy and peculiar about how we live our lifestyle, but we also listen to our bodies. We listen to, God healed me, but, Jesus said over and over, go and sin no more. Whatever it is causing you pain and suffering, whatever poison you're putting in your body, whatever it is that I'm healing you. We talk about sin and everyone thinks of, you just think of something bad.
right,
Instead of sin is missing the mark.
which
Every
is
time
not
you
good,
go, every
but-
time you go to the store, you shoot at a target and it comes off and doesn't hit the bullseye. That's sin. It doesn't hit the
I mean,
mark.
especially if you worked really, really hard to hit that target. I
Yeah.
understand that
It's disappointing, but
very disappointing.
whenever you think about every day you get up and what do you eat for breakfast? Cereal or a donut or pastry, or what is it that you put in your body first thing in the morning? And it's full of toxins. The FDA has approved it, so you're okay. The doctors have prescribed you whatever it is you're taking, so it's okay. We don't believe that way. We don't force our beliefs on other folks, and we also live and our salvation comes through grace. It's not by our works, but we put effort into our faith. That means we put action into what we believe. And so this is one part. We believed this was the best thing for me at the time, and now we realize it's not. So we pause it. We'll come back to it and finish it later. And that's what we want to show y'all as examples. Is that yes, we're different when it comes to health, and we have a lot to prove to you, a lot of evidence to show you of how great it is. But it's also we want you to see how vulnerable and weak our human bodies are, and how you got to pay attention to it.
So we did not decide not to do the GAPS protocol again, or nothing like that. We just, after this ER visit, agreed that we are going to have to put this on a hold until that
Resolved.
that medication that's causing this protocol to go this way instead of the way that I experienced 12 years ago is gone. So like when he's gonna stop taking that medication, we'll be able to go back and do it again and experience the full benefits of healing our guts and reconditioning our whole nervous system with eating things that are actually good for us.
And so how is it that you say you would quit taking something that's helping you get through your day and making your
You gotta be
quality of
flexible.
life where you can actually function and work. I'm in a lot of severe pain that you just can't work through it. So what is it we're doing? Well, you see another one of my posts on Facebook. I'm sitting at the nerve center, seeing who's getting on my nerves. They believe it's ulnar tunnel syndrome. I've had carpal tunnel syndrome on both hands before.
Can you explain what that ulnar tunnel is?
Ulnar tunnel, you guys all know and have heard of carpal tunnel, and that has to do with the ligament right here in this part of your hand.
It's an inflammation, isn't it? The carpal tunnel.
It's an inflammation, but I believe it gets from the inflammation it gets restricted. So
right.
Yeah, it causes restriction, so your hands can't move. And when they do, it's full of pain and it's terrible. Well, I had been working a jackhammer for 2 weeks straight back when carpal tunnel hit my hands. It was in 2004. So I had bilateral carpal tunnel surgery back then. It was one of the best surgeries that I had experienced. It wasn't a trauma surgery, which was all my other ones. This one actually helped release the ligament. From what I know, it gets constricted and then it tightens up, and it needs to be stretched or loosened. So it's pulling you like this because of that. It's not being worked and stretched. So once they get in there, they loosen that up, and then you get your full movement back, and then your hands heal from it. So that was done in 2004. That's what, 21 years later, it's still okay. But the ulnar tunnel is the nerve or ligament that's in your elbow, your funny bone. And it's the same exact way. And they pointed out that I've got apathy. Right, apathy, yeah. Muscle atrophy. My hands feel sorry for myself.
No, your hands don't care about anything.
Yeah, my hands don't care about it. Atrophy. And so I've had some trouble. The doctor, the orthopedic surgeon that I've been going to, he put he said it looks, your knuckle's full of arthritis, and that could be what's causing this. So he put a shot in my knuckle several months back, released it. I was just able to deal with it. Now I still have burning in my knuckles, there's swelling and tightness, and it's come back right away. And I went back in, I'm like, man, let me have another one of them shots. And he said, I really, if you did that a year later, I would say no problem. But because it's back that quick, this isn't the problem. So we need to get to the problem. And the problem is what we're getting at. So that's what we're doing. We're going to the source of the problem, and we're getting it fixed.
It's called root cause healing.
Root cause healing. And so everyone might think we're so against medicine and we're so against doctors. We're not. We're against how it's used and how loosely it's
abused.
Abused, yeah. So we go and many different routes to take healing upon ourselves. We believe we have faith. We believe in Jesus can heal us. We believe in working our faith and using faith and works together to gain healing. We also believe in medicine. We believe in doctors. God works in everything. And where Fru and I have come from, the culture of religion, wherever you're grown up in, is boxed. It believes your salvation is right here, and this is the only way you're going to get to it. It believes that if you don't get to it this way, that you're not even close to the truth. You're
I call it BS. Do you guys know what that stands for?
BS? Come on, y'all. You know what BS means?
It stands for belief system, because the majority of people are brainwashed about what the human body is capable of in terms of healing on its own, and how one actually can support healing without medication or surgeries or conventional interventions. And we are working against that BS, okay?
And Fru and I have an extensive experience in many different things. So our box where God exists in is much broader. Not to say that we don't sometimes have him in a box. He's so much bigger, greater ways. He's greater than us as far as the heavens are above the earth. So there's no way we can understand him and be as broad as he is. But we are open knowing that God works in everything, in every direction. He's an all-seeing God, all-powerful God, and an all-knowing God.
Now I'm gonna quiet
Omnipotent.
you for a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind.
30 seconds. I'd be happy to be
60
quiet.
seconds. Count.
60 seconds?
Yeah.
I gotta be quiet. I gotta pee at the same time.
But
I'm gonna go take a leak.
you're gonna be able to do that because we're wrapping up over here, but you don't have to leave during the show. It's not something that we have to do. So, what David, the liquid that he put into his mouth is a cellular technology that some consider the most important medical scientific breakthrough of our age. And the reason for that is because what's in this bottle, they are stabilized redox signaling molecules that scientists said for many years that nobody is going to be ever able to stabilize them. Now you can get them in a bottle, they deliver it to your house, and you can actually do the same thing what he does twice a day. And they're gonna start your cells in your body to communicate to each other better. Why that's important? Because the body has an inner ability or innate ability to heal. And if you ever cut your finger and you saw it healing, you know that you didn't need a medication. You know, or if you had a broken bone and you healed from it, you know that there was not a pill that you had to take in order to heal that broken bone. Rather, your cells, your broken cells needed to be replaced with new, healthy, functioning cells. That's why stem cell research, or not just the research, but the therapy is so powerful. Well, we all have stem cells, and as long as we can activate those stem cells in our bodies, then our immune system is going to make sure that the dysfunctional broken cells that are old or dead are going to get replaced with new ones. And you know what would happen if every single cell would function fine in your body? If we don't have any sicknesses. So when you put these molecules into your body, your cells start to communicate, your immune system gets turned on by these signals that are now amplified, and you are going to be able to heal from issues that you were not able to heal from. This is not doing the healing, this isn't a medication. This is just giving the external environment for your cells that they need in order to increase mitochondrial function, such as glutathione production, which is the master antioxidant of the body that is responsible for keeping inflammation at bay and also for increasing the speed at your healing at. So, you're done?
I'd like to add that your body, from the time every living thing, plants, animals, we give this to our animals when they're sick. They only drink it when they're sick, by the way. We've given it to clippings that we take, clippings and the old wilted leaf on a plant. You put it in this overnight, it's back to healthy looking. Your body, God created us with these. And just like the stem cells, you get less and less as you get older. You produce less and less of what our body, that's why you heal so much quicker when you're a kid, right? The older you get, the
yeah, I don't know
slower
about the stem cells, but I know that these molecules become less and less in your body. Our body produces, every single cell in your body produces these molecules, but as you get older, they produce less and less, and therefore the signaling becomes weaker and weaker.
The studies say that you produce 1% less every year after puberty. So every 10 years, you got 10% less redox molecules working to your benefit. And that's aging. So what we're doing is helping our body heal better by giving us what we had when we were younger. And it took a lot more for me of this. I took it for 4 years at 4 ounces a day. When we increased it to 8.
No, you didn't take it for 4 years at 4 ounces. You took it for about 1 to 2 years at 2 to 4 ounces a day, and then you increased it for a year to 8 ounces a day, and then after that you increased it to 12 ounces.
And I'm telling you, when we increased it to 8, what a difference happened in me. Everyone noticed that I was healing. Everyone noticed that I was different.
But you know what? I took 4 ounces, and I actually had some pretty major discomfort in my brain every month at least, where I couldn't do anything for a whole day. Just be locked
Cover her
up,
eyes, hide in the dark.
locked up in a dark room, and quiet room also, because I was so sensitive to light and sound. And after I started to take these, I 3 months later I realized that I did not have one of those episodes.
You know, that's most
long
of
as I
our
took it.
relationship. Like, I barely saw you have those episodes,
I
and
know.
then all of a sudden you found this product, and within that amount of time, I've not seen you suffer like that at all. I'm so thankful. It's hard to see one of your loved ones or partners suffer with one of those types of.
It's a brain dysfunction.
Yeah.
It is a brain dysfunction.
We don't want. It's amazing. Just that when I was taking the small dose, that's when I stopped going to the bathroom in the middle of the night and I began sleeping. So just with the small dose that I was taking, it wasn't enough to like affect my brain in a positive way, so everyone saw it right away. But what it did do is I used to wake up every hour and a half, 2 hours to
Right,
go to
every
the
2, 3
bathroom.
hours, exactly.
And I'd get up and go to the bathroom, could barely go. You know, it's like going to the bathroom was like the Morse code for me. And so that ailment took a hike right away when we were doing the little amount. But I kept saying, man, if I could, I told her, I said, if I could take 16 ounces. I heard a NFL player that was in his 60s talking about taking 16 ounces a day, and what he's just pain free. He's got. I'm like, man, I want to take.
He
16.
means discomfort
Discomfort
free, by the
free,
way.
yes,
It's not,
okay.
he didn't mean to
Don't
say
punch
pain.
me in the guts.
I'm not punching you in the gut.
I was talking to
I'm
Asia,
just-
not me,
Yeah.
not you.
Well, it's not Asia who's punching you in
Who's
the
that?
gut. It's the FDA who's punching
Oh,
you in the gut.
you know what? Me and the FDA got a little one thing coming.
Well,
I got TikTok, TikTok.
Anyways, this ex-NFL player that he's talking about was 65 years old, was taking no medication, and had no discomfort in his body as long as he took 60
So I
ounces
wanted
of
it,
this.
and you know, it's not that cheap. And so I set a goal. She set a goal that I could start taking. Before you know it, we were, I guess, moving enough of this, huh? Enough people were catching on to what we were
Look,
doing.
it's helping people. So not talking about it is not sharing this with your friends and your family is actually, you're doing a disservice to society. So it's something that helped so many people with so many conditions that traditional medication could not help with, or traditional medicine and even holistic medicine. I talked to a ton of people who, because just think about it. Okay, so like if you take the best supplements in the whole entire world, what does it matter if you're not able to absorb them? So there are certain fundamental issues that need to be figured out in your system before you can improve from simple things like nutrients. You know. So I'd like to ask you guys to follow us on Facebook if you're into what we're saying. David Carson, or this is what's your tag?
I'm David Carson.
I'm David Carson is his tagline on Facebook. Or not tagline, handle, I guess is what
You
it's
just
called.
type in www.facebook.com/I am David Carson.
Or I am Frugina Carson, and you have no idea how you spell that, so you just find David and I am his wife. But if you actually type in FRUZSINA, I bet I'm gonna come up on top. So if you don't want to follow both of us, but you're interested in the content that we create around holistic wellness and CTE awareness and TBI related questions, then you can join our Facebook group called Wellness Tuners. That is Wellness
Tuners. TUNERS. Tuners.
Correct. And wellness is WELLNESS. And we share information there. You can connect to the community, of like-minded people who are interested in this. And we're also normally here every Saturday at 11:11 Central Time.
That's
in the
going to
morning.
stop the
But
live broadcast. We're going to broadcast it, but not
we are
live
going
anymore.
to Mexico this Wednesday, and we won't be back until the following week. We are not likely going to do a show on next Saturday.
We will come live and let you guys see what we're doing, experiences at the convention that we're at. But the Dr. PhilGood show, I believe this would be a really good time for us to stop doing it live. The quality of audio, the quality of video is all about to change due to the sponsorship we've had with Patrick Rich's CTE Awareness Foundation. And to get that quality live just doesn't give it to you. That we're at the mercies of what Facebook or YouTube or whatever allows us to live stream. Until we get that set squared away, we will probably start broadcasting it, recording it, and then putting it out at 11.
Well, thank you for the YouTube watchers.
Yes,
We
sir.
also
Yes, ma'am.
put
Thanks for
these
sticking
on
around.
YouTube. These shows are live on YouTube at David Carson TV. And I actually update my YouTube channel week by week. I add a recording from one of our previous episodes. So if you're into the old production, then you can follow me. If you want to see the freshest things, then follow my husband, who's so much trendier than I am.
Now we're going to stay on YouTube for a few minutes. I promised you guys we would chat, and if you want to chat, go over to David Carson TV and
answer questions
answer
here.
questions
Also,
here
if you guys have questions on Facebook, feel free to comment on this video and then join us
Jeremy,
on Facebook.
Sean,
I mean
Jaya.
YouTube. Bye.
We're here now. Let's chat. I'm
Yes.
going to go take a leak, though. Give me a break.
Okay, but was there any question, or you just wanted
They
to
had
chat
questions.
with
They
this?
said
Let me-
they asked something.
Okay, let me. Oh, somebody's liking your hair. That is so nice. Having coffee helps with bowel movement. Yes, temporarily it does. On the long term, it is not really beneficial, but I don't really want to get into that because A, that's a very controversial subject. B, most people don't want me to say anything bad about their coffee. So just use it with moderation, okay, as you should use everything else with moderation. And yes, it is true, it does help you to go to the bathroom quick. Okay, Jeremy says he wants to donate. Well, we really appreciate that, Jeremy, and there are several ways of doing that. We actually have a non-for-profit organization called Stop Suicide Foundation that is currently a special project of the Create Foundation of Tupelo in Mississippi. And you do have a way of donating that is tax deductible, which you can do so by. Do you have this in your bio by any chance? Okay, so I don't know if it's in his. Oh, it's on YouTube. So I don't know if he has it in his bio. But if you know, we can actually. We're gonna comment in here. Can you comment back on the live video that's visible later? Okay, we're not sure of that either. But you know what, Jeremy? We will get that information to you. It's really just a link that is really simple to follow, and then you can make a donation online, and it is tax deductible.
We put our link on the YouTube and stuff, so thanks, Jeremy, for offering
Yes,
that.
thank you, Jeremy. That is really
For
sweet of
offering to do
you.
that, 'cause this will help us get on track. You know, we're just getting started with doing this since we've gotten support, and we've gone through a lot this last year of me healing. It's been a really rough year for us going through it, but we've made it through it. And now we're getting back together again. I think I had it on TikTok on my profile, but it seems to me, yeah. You got TikTok, Jeremy? Is he still here? Or
I can't tell. I don't know how to.
I can probably just let him know. Our TikTok is Davi Fruit Productions. It's their call sign is at Stop Suicide Foundation. If you go there, that link is in our bio. I will.
I'm gonna make a note.
Hang
that
on a
we have
second.
to
I
do
can put
on
this. I can
YouTube
put this
too.
in the comments right now.
Okay, well then go ahead and put it in the comments. That's what I was hoping for. Let me make a note for ourselves as a reminder, so that we know that this is something we have to do on YouTube as well.
Copy link. Go to YouTube. I'm gonna put it in my YouTube profile. So you can go there, and I'll also,
I also just thank you so much, Jeremy. I just realized that it's also not in our digital business card, so I'm going to set it up over there too.
absolutely.
Okay, so donate link with donation link. Donation link. YouTube. The Stop Suicide Foundation business card. Business card. You guys, nobody uses business cards anymore. Isn't that hilarious? It's all digital. Is there anybody who uses business cards? Do you know anybody who uses actual printed business cards anymore? YouTube, and then is that, and then I'm gonna have to.
Okay, so on our,
Dive through.
in our description of our David Carson TV profile, just so you know, it's in there, and I'm gonna see if I can't get into this live broadcast from here since I'm on mine, and I'll put it in there. Fru, you'll be able to go into my YouTube channel. I'm not sure that I can watch our live and do it. Go to our live and let me send you this. Yeah, I can't get in to see the live from here. I'm gonna send you the link, Fru, to your Facebook Messenger. Are you on that? Yeah. That's the link to the Create Foundation donation page. Copy that and put it in the comments
On YouTube.
on YouTube Live,
Gotcha.
my live YouTube.
Copy, so just make sure you're staying live.
Absolutely.
And are they gonna be able to see that even after?
Yeah, I
you're
think so.
offline?
I just haven't figured it out. You know, I'm old. These guys are on YouTube all the time, so they know how to do this stuff. I don't. Thanks for being patient with us. We're looking forward to and getting excited about syndication, because I've been talking about syndication for 5 years, and I know that what we're doing is not even been taken in front of big production companies yet, but we have doors that are opened. They've been open for 5 years. We had an invitation for an attorney to take our reality series that we were filming into Lionsgate and this was an old attorney that I've been friends with and worked with since I was in rock and roll. And we haven't utilized any of that stuff. We've been waiting for the right timing and waiting for me to get good enough to where I can have a conversation. What do you think now that I'm cool enough to sit next to you and be calm?
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah?
Yes.
Pretty
Like
neat.
how you're not jumping from one topic to another mid-sentence, and you're actually capable of focusing on the whole storyline and
Yeah. And I'm excited to be able to express my, what I've been filming. Last week I started filming this documentary about this new treatment that I've started that's very controversial in a lot of segments of our society. But it's extremely, it's helped so many folks, and I have a very broad mind, so it didn't bother me to think about it. My parents and were kind of freaked out about it, but they also trusted me and trusted my wife to do good decisions, and didn't have anything negative to say. They just were praying, you know, kind of frightened about it. But we've had two infusions so far, and the amount of change that's in me since this has happened, whether anyone can see it on the outside or not, it's what counts is what's on the inside. So I'm excited to be able to start sharing that with you guys. We're not going to do it yet. It's too early. You know, week 3 might be wild and crazy. We want to make sure we get through all this, but I am documenting it every week.
it's a 6-week therapy or
6-week therapy.
it's a 6-week therapy and or treatment, and we're in week 2 right now. And so once we're back from Mexico, we're gonna do the 3rd week. So that's when we're gonna be.
I'm telling you guys, what's going on with me on the inside is a miracle. What I've got out of this last treatment was the war is over. Now the real work begins. I have suffered from PTSD since I was 15 years old, which changed everything outwardly for everyone else about me, and it changed everything inwardly about me. And so I've been reacting response, my fight or flight has been on target, man. I react and respond like this. I wanted to go to the war after that happened to me because Desert Storm was going on, and I knew that that's where I would be okay at. Living my life after that trauma happened was difficult for me to communicate, was difficult for me to process information properly. And so since this last treatment, I understand. The first treatment came along and I understood after that what I was dealing with. I was kind of upset, discouraged, and a little distressed about why I personally am dealing with rage when I was raised the way I was, where I never saw violence and I never saw domestic violence. I never saw, none of that stuff was available for me to even learn from or be conditioned by. And then, I've got these NFL football players and rugby players who've played 11 seasons, longer, or even 20 years of banging their head, over 10,000 concussions, and they're able to control themselves. They're able to not respond. They're able to hold back. And I've been put in jail multiple times, more times than I would like to admit, for domestic violence. I've hurt so many people I loved. I've ruined relationship after relationship all through my life. And I finally, just off of one treatment, was able to understand what I was dealing with. And now, round 2 came along, and I understand that the war is over. The battle's over. There's no need for me to respond the way I've been responding. I don't have to stick up for myself. I'm in no danger. And what we're doing now is the real work. The real work is learning how to not respond right away after such damage has happened.
My comments didn't come up, just so you know. I don't see them. Do you see them over there?
Probably.
I commented first the link, and then second time our business card, and neither one of them are showing.
Probably blocking it. Chat filter.
Yeah, I would think so.
Community moderation. Live chat for this video. Live chat summary on. Participation anyone. Message delay none. Blocked words. Nope. It might just take a minute through. Show most messages with potential spam removed. That's what it is. Hang on.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. Now try it. Oh, there's a whole bunch more. Okay, great. That's why that hasn't been showing. I've been blocking you guys from talking to me. Sorry about that.
Did it show up now, or do I need to go back and do it again?
Thanks, Sean, for the comment about Ayurveda. Yeah, do it again.
Ayurveda.
Ayurveda.
Yeah, I posted it, but
You did again?
it disappears again. So something's not all right. Well, it's something that we need to put in the.
It's in, if you're
The
still looking
link.
for it, it's the link in our profile, in this YouTube channel profile. Well, as long as there's no more questions, I'm sorry that we didn't, I've just now taken the block off of our chat, so anybody who wants to speak that didn't get their words across. I did that ultimately because when we first came on several months back, or weeks back, there was some vulgar comments that were coming through about my wife, and I didn't like it too much. And one way for me not to be upset about it is to not see them. So, looks like you guys are done commenting.
Thank you
We're
very
done for the
much.
show. Thank you guys for being here today.
We appreciate it.
Stick around. We're going to
It's
be
very possible that we're gonna come live for a short time on Sunday on our way back, maybe at the airport.
probably come live several times on my Facebook while I'm there.
I'm gonna be busy, so I'm not gonna come live very often.
I would like to video what
there are
we're
many
doing and why we're there.
Yes,
and all that stuff, so.
the Tai Chi classes and the parties and the general sessions.
It's gonna be fun. We should share it with everybody.
And the networking, it's all very, very exciting.
We'll take advantage of the fact Davi Food Productions is a production company that can actually get tax write-off for what we're doing.
All right, you guys have a really good week next week and a great rest of your weekend.
God bless you and stay healthy. If you're not, get healthy, then stay healthy. Go and sin no more.